on, everybody? I am back live, and I'm also still a wee bit sick. So, again, excuse my voice. But today we got a couple of interesting weapons out on the table today. So today we're going to be talking about this guy right here. I'm going to try and talk about her a little bit today, and this is going to be the Kalashnikov USA. Jesus Christ, the Comrade, the KUSA Comrade, it's called. So this one specifically is a 12 gauge AK platform. So obviously it's got our long stroke piston system, but this one's shooting some 12 gauge slugs for us, which is actually really cool. I find that really exciting. This is actually one of the first guns that I kind of got in the collection of my own. Obviously I've had like a bunch of hunting guns and stuff growing up, but the 12 gauge KUSA Comrade was an early addition to the collection. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. Also went ahead and brought out the P226 Zev 9mm handgun by Sig Sauer as well. So we're going to chat about that one again because I do really enjoy it. And then I also have the Chris Vector hanging out from yesterday, as well as the Rifle Dynamics Quick Hatch that's hanging out too. So these are kind of the four guns we go and talk about. So starting with the KUSA Comrade. Definitely an interesting weapon system. Not every day you see an AK chambered in 12 gauge. This is actually based off of the Siga 12, which is kind of the Russian 12 gauge AK that they have. I think I ended up getting this one for about $1,300, and of course that's before all of the aftermarket modification. A couple of cool things about this weapon specifically is it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to see, but it actually does have an adjustable gas system right in through there. So it's got a high setting and a low setting. So the high setting is actually for high brass, and the low setting is for low brass. So basically with a lower powered brass 12 gauge round, it opens up the gas tube, gets you more gas so you could cycle basically crappier rounds more reliably, which is fucking awesome because, not that 12 gauge is expensive, but, when you're blasting through a bunch of 12 gauge rounds, it's a lot of fun to shoot like some real crappy bird shot or something with it. So having the ability to shoot high and low brass with this guy is pretty sick. So this one also has like an aftermarket, it's KUSA's aftermarket M-LOK rail on it. Are you vaxxed and boosted? I'm not, but that's why I'm like dying of some sort of virus. I really like the muzzle device I put on this one. It's like that breacher muzzle device as well, because this guy does come with a threaded barrel. It would be really sick to put like one of the shotgun suppressors on this, but I can't stomach buying a $1,200 suppressor just for one gun. But running aftermarket breacher muzzle device. I also have this little Arisaka hand stop on it as well. Is that legal? Yes. If it's not legal, I wouldn't have it. So Arisaka hand stop on the front, also running a KUSA vertical grip on this one too. This gun actually came with like kind of a crappy like polymer handguard because I bought one of the first models. And then shortly after, KUSA came out with this M-LOK model. So definitely I bought that rail, put that rail on there because it looks fucking sick. This gun did come with two 5-round mags. Gun came with two 5-rounders. I bought one of their name brand, like KUSA 12. I think this is a 10-round mag, which is kind of cool because you can just absolutely load this up with fucking 12 slugs and just get after it, which I think is awesome. I did actually have a drum mag for this at 1.2, like one of the aftermarket Siga 12 drum mags. And I think it held 30 rounds. And there was one time, this was way before the channel, but I had a video, I think I should have it somewhere on my phone, of I just loaded up this drum mag with 30 rounds of slugs and just mulched like an old piece of fence. And it was a ton of fun. Actually ended up selling the drum mag just because it was really a pain in the butthole to load, and it was not incredibly reliable. But I have found that this 10-round one works very well. So I enjoy keeping the 10-rounder on this. Kind of normal AK style charging handle, dust cover, recoil spring assembly. The iron sights on this one are, you can kind of see there's the rear iron sight right here and the front like little dot right there. Almost kind of reminiscent of like the Krinkov, just with that short like sight radius. But the iron sights on this are actually incredibly efficient. I've definitely shot slugs up to like 100 yards or so with the iron sights, and they work pretty darn well. On the other side of this gun, I'd have to flip it, but other side of this gun does have that like AK rail, so you could put that like railed piece over the dust cover. I hate using that piece, especially with this, like it's something in 12 gauge. I've put that rail on. I've put like an EOTech on it before as well. And after a couple of rounds, it just shakes it loose, especially when you're shooting slugs. No matter how hard you kind of clamp down that rail, it doesn't really feel like it's just not on there very solidly. So I just kind of raw dogged this one with the iron sights. I think it would be cool to have an optic on, but I'm just not fucking with that rail anymore. And obviously this one kind of has like a proprietary gas tube, so I can't really get like a Ultimac or some sort of railed gas tube to put an optic on this. But like I said, for this gun specifically, I do really like the iron, so it's not that big of a deal to me. One thing about this one that I actually really like is the pistol grip on it. This like IMI Defense rubberized pistol grip. I feel like normally the traditional AK grips are very small and narrow, and they really like give me issues gripping. But this one is a little bit thicker. It's a little bit bigger, so I like it quite a bit. My other gripe about this one is the trigger kind of sucks. Normally just mil-spec AK triggers are pretty good. But this one is, I don't know, it's got to be some weird aftermarket like Sega 12 trigger, and it's got like, it's got a lot of pre-travel to it. It doesn't really have like a firm wall. It kind of is like a rolling trigger break, and I don't really super love that. Also, did not come with any sort of enhanced safety. Now, it does have this like cutout here in the safety, so you can rack the bolt to the rear, push the safety up, and it'll hold the chamber open, which is kind of cool. But this one is I think it is my only AK in the collection that doesn't have like some sort of like enhanced safety lever for you to flip that with your index finger. So this one, you do kind of have to break your grip and flip the safety off with your middle finger. So that is probably two of the most annoying pieces on this gun. Is the trigger kind of sucks, and I don't have a good safety for it. It does take just regular AK safeties, so I definitely could flip this out for an enhanced safety. But to be honest, this is probably one of the guns I use the least in the collection, so I don't really care too much about the safety. I really do. This and the Vector, I feel like specifically, I, for some reason, haven't been showing a lot of love recently, so I'm really going to try and get these out to the range a little bit more here. One thing to kind of note just about 12 gauge stuff in general, some of the ranges are like kind of shitty on what you can and can't use. Like a lot of the indoor ranges don't want you to shoot any sort of 12 gauge, or like they'll only let you shoot slugs or buckshot or something like that. And although those are the most effective like hunting and self-defense rounds, like by far, but they're also more expensive. I really enjoy just being able to buy like a super cheap box of like shitty bird shot and just fucking blast it through. I think it's a ton of fun. What else on this one? I do have kind of like a rubberized stock on this guy as well, with some QD mounts. One of the weirdest fucking things about this gun is this right here is not a QD mount. Your QD like slings, they will fit in there, but they won't hold. So I actually like emailed KUSA about this back in the day, and I was like, why the fuck do my QD mounts like not work? They're like, oh, they're not like QD mounts. They just fucking look like QD mounts. I was like, oh, like cool, I guess. I don't really know what the fucking purpose of that was. But overall, this gun here is a ton of fun to shoot. It's nice. It's like a short barrel AK, 12 gauge. It's ridiculous. It shoots very fast. It's smooth bore. It doesn't have rifling, so you can shoot like birdshot and all that good stuff through it. But you could shoot it pretty quick, and it's actually like pretty incredibly accurate for how, not that it's a super, super short barrel, but I mean, most 12 gauges are what? You're going to have like an 18, 20-inch barrel or so. And so for being, I think it's a 10.5-inch barrel. For having a 10.5-inch smooth bore barrel, it actually does shoot very accurately. Like I said, I've made incredibly accurate shots with slugs up well past 100 yards with this. and it does a pretty good job. While I'm talking about this one, when I first got the gun, I actually did have like kind of an incredible amount of issues with it. And I know, KUSA doesn't have the best reputation in the industry. I was kind of aware of that going into this purchase, but I thought this gun was so fucking cool that I kind of needed to take a chance on it, right? So the issue that I had, it was, I believe they kind of ended up telling me it was an issue with the recoil spring assembly. Essentially, what had happened was, see that little like button right there? So you press that button down to push the recoil spring assembly in. That button was like banging on the dust cover, and it dented the dust cover to an extent that whenever you would shoot the gun, the dust cover would fucking fly off. Which, obviously you can shoot AKs and stuff without the dust cover, but it was kind of just like a wild experience to be shooting a fucking 12 gauge, and every time you pull the trigger, the dust cover, and I have a video of that somewhere, like somewhere on my phone pre-channel, but I'm gonna try and find that because it's just fucking crazy because you watch me just go boom, boom, and then the dust cover just fucking flies off into no man's land. So I actually ended up having to get like a different dust cover and a different recoil spring assembly. Luckily, KUSA did send those out to me for free, which was kind of cool. But again, this was kind of pre-channel, so I couldn't really pull any YouTube clout on them. So, it's good that they sent me out those pieces for free, but in my opinion, you should not be fucking charging like $1,200-$1,300 for a gun. That's like kind of a little shitty. Because that's a serious fucking issue. Like, you can't have pieces of the gun fucking flying off when you're shooting it. So that was a little wild to me, but that was probably a year or two ago, and I haven't really had too many issues with the weapons system since, which is cool. I definitely would like to fuck around with this like breacher muzzle device a little bit more, in a sense where, like, I don't know, I'm fantasizing about like shoving this in a pumpkin and like just fucking blasting it to smithereens. I think that would be really cool. So the things that I like about this gun is it's a short, ridiculous 12 gauge AK. I think that's fucking cool. I love some AK variants. Anything that's kind of sort of like weird and wacky AK vibes, I absolutely am a huge fan of. And this one definitely fits the bill. I do love 12 gauge as a round. I think this is a very practical, like, home defense gun. I think this is a very practical, like, hog hunting gun. I think it definitely has some roles it could fit. Obviously, I don't have this one kitted out too much at the moment. I really would like to get like a little Surefire or some sort of flashlight to throw up on the rail. And I could always experiment with that AK optics rail as well again. But like I said, that AK optics rail just did not do very well for me the first time I used it. So I hesitate to use it again. It frustrates me to put on that rail, zero an optic, and then have the fucking rail just shake off on me. From some other live stream I did, I had someone was telling me that they had actually really good luck with their AK, like side mounting optics rail. So maybe I just kind of got a dud, but the one that I used like definitely sucked. So yeah, that's the KUSA Comrade 12 gauge shotgun here. I actually have shot some hogs with it, and it did pretty well because it's fucking big ass 12 gauge. As I was pulling this out, I kind of like felt like it looked like this would be a good like primary and like sidearm combination. I don't really know why. They're definitely two very different guns, but they just kind of have like that same like vibe to them, I thought, in my opinion. So we brought out the P226 Zev again, and y'all always seem to like this one. Flip that over for us here. I really love this handgun. This is probably my favorite handgun in the collection. It's just an absolute fucking vibe. And, we got the ridiculous like compensator on front. It does have some like lightning cuts to reduce some weight in the slide. It's got really nice texturing all the way around to do like press checks or anything like that you need to do. This one is running the SIG red dot on it. I do have an adjustable trigger and the skeletonized hammer on this as well. Excuse me. And I did a ton of internal work to this as well with like the fucking springs and stuff, really just so I can get like the lightest trigger pull that I possibly could. That was kind of the goal of this gun, was to get the fastest, lightest trigger pull and lowest recoil I could. Which is kind of funny because I have it next to this ridiculous thing, which like shooting birdshot out of this is obviously nothing, but when you're fucking shooting 12 gauge slugs out of a 10.5 barrel, and like I feel like the long stroke gas pistons isn't necessarily like a light recoiling mechanism of action. So shooting a 12 gauge slug out of this one is like, it's fun. It was a good time. It's fun to shoot, but there's definitely quite a substantial amount of recoil. Obviously, the muscle test I have on this, I really don't think it does anything but kind of look cool. It does have those like sharp edges because it is, like I said, like a breacher muscle device. JJ says there's some serious firepower. It is, and I appreciate, like I said, I do really like the 12 round or 10 round mag that I had in it as well. I would say that's my only issue with this gun, and I guess I kind of shotguns overall. So you just don't really have like just as much capacity as you would like. I mean, even with this gun, I mean, it's got 17 plus 1 rounds of 9mm, which obviously I would 12 gauges to get packed at much higher cost than 9mm, but I don't think 10 rounds is like. I don't think 10 rounds is incredibly low. I think 10 rounds is a reasonable amount, especially when we're talking like a home defense or especially like a hunting situation. I don't know how much like hog hunting y'all do, but usually when you see hogs, they're in like a pack of like fucking 20 or 30. So it is definitely worth it to have like a semi-auto shotgun, in my opinion, as compared to like a fucking pump action. I went hog hunting with a pump action once, and I ended up getting 3 hogs, but I would have really have preferred to have like 10 rounds of a semi-auto so I can just fucking slam that trigger and just take as many as I can. So this is actually a really great hog gun. Although I am just running, like I said, just running the iron sights, kind of raw dogging it on this one. It is incredibly accurate. Like I said, I've definitely shot this up to 100 yards. I mean, I'm hitting quarters. It's pretty accurate at 100 yards. After that, obviously the further out you march the distance with like a shorter barrel gun, you're going to get some accuracy issues. But as far as like a practical self-defense or hunting situation, yeah, this is money. JJ says this probably weighs 30 pounds. This one actually like surprisingly doesn't weigh that much. It's not very front heavy. I feel like a lot of the AKs that I end up like making or that I have in the collection, they end up being very front heavy. So I'm kind of like used to that, especially with like the fucking RPK that I have. It would be interesting to get out of scale and weigh this, but to be honest, just because it is like such a like shortened weapon system, especially up front, it really isn't that heavy. And a lot of the weight is actually just kind of going to be in the receiver. So a lot of the weight is kind of distributed like further back. The M-LOK rail up front is really not heavy at all. So it is, I guess, a little bit of a heavier gun, I guess. But like I said, the weight is distributed in the back. And to be honest, for something like a, AK 12 gauge, I kind of want that to be a little bit heavier. If this was like a super light carbon fiber stock and all that good stuff, like this would be an absolute beast to shoot. And like I said, like it is, it's not uncomfortable shooting slugs out of this, but it definitely does thump the shoulder. But that's kind of part of the fun. And I mean, honestly, with the vertical grip that I have up front, kind of in combination with like the rubberized stock and butt pad, the recoil on this one, like it's really not that bad. Same thing with the pistol grip. Like I said, I got like a big rubberized pistol grip on this guy as well. And it actually works pretty dang well to mitigate some of that recoil and kind of thump to the shoulder. What's the green stock in the background? Yeah, all right. So this is Rifle Dynamics Quick Hatch, one of the shorty AKs I have in the collection. And the stock that I'm running on this is actually a collab stock between JMac Customs and Goon Tape. So this is their shovel handle stock or whatever. I guess the kind of fun fact about this is it's not considered a stock. It's not considered a pistol brace. It's actually considered a carry handle. So this is like, I don't know. I think that was a kind of fun fact. So yeah, I did this project. I had this quick hatch kind of in like tactical mode, I guess. I had like a real nice like JMac triangle stock on it. And I just kind of like shittied it all out, like taped the bayonet to the front. I did like some flip mags on it. Threw a bunch of that goon tape everywhere. It added these shovel handle stock. So I think that one's just an absolute fucking vibe. Buffer to jealous of your stuff, man. Yeah, dude. I this collection is like over fucking years and years and years. And I used to have a good job, so I used to make money before I was like a fucking degenerate. So yeah, man. But appreciate it. Buffer tube mounted carry handle. Well, there's no buffer tube in the AK, so it kind of hard to see. But this just connects to a 1913 adapter. So this does actually fold to the side. Yeah, so that folds to the side. You could flip it out. It's nice and ridiculous. I enjoy it quite a bit. I'm gonna do this to one of my AK now. It's an amazing build. Yeah, man, dude, I absolutely love this one. I think the funny thing is that the stock is actually not incredibly uncomfortable. I was just running, like I said, like the JMac triangle folder, and I like that stock quite a bit, but this one is actually kind of fine. But yeah, no, it's just a 1913 adapter stock. I actually don't know if these shovel handle stocks are out on the market yet, because I actually got this one during Kalash Bash 2024, which is kind of like this AK event. So I actually got this for free just because they were fucking handed them out, and I was like losing my mind. I was like, it's the shovel, give me the shovel, give me the shovel, just like screaming at the dude, and he gave me the shovel. So yeah, that one was pretty cool. Gucci Gun Addict, def subscribed. Well, I appreciate the subscribe. I do need to do better at panhandling for subscribers a little bit more during these. So yeah, I really do appreciate the subscribes. Super small channel as of right now, but I definitely enjoy this stuff. I enjoy filming. I enjoy the editing stuff. I think it's kind of fun, man. And I'm not some fucking gun loser like that, like civilian tactical twat. That guy fucking sucks, and he really pisses me off. So this is kind of the antithesis of his channel, because I'm not going to be a fucking loser and fucking panhandle for fucking votes and shit. That guy sucks, man. Anyways, I think what pissed me off this morning was I was like scrolling through my YouTube feed, and that guy got nominated for some fucking award, and he was like, all right, I'm giving away like 100 fucking t-shirts or something, like go vote for me, and then like email me that you voted for me, and I'll give you, like, it's like, dude, like if you have to fucking buy your votes like that, then you shouldn't win the fucking award. Like I don't understand. Yeah, I I don't know. That shit pisses me off. Sponsored by Terran Tactical. Dude, oh my God. Those guns are ridiculous. So actually, one of the Terran Tactical guns, the Pit Viper, actually, like the John Wick handgun, was actually at one of my local gun stores a couple weeks ago. So I did like get a little video of it. And I think I just put it to some like John Wick music and threw it up on the channel as a short. But dude, that gun is fucking $7,500 for a fucking, like, basically a Staccato XC. And I don't even think the fucking Staccato XC is worth it. I think the most interesting thing about the Pit Viper is that it's a $8,000 fucking handgun that is not optics ready. So I think that's always hilarious. Follow for a free giveaway. Yeah. I've teased doing a giveaway on the channel before. And I'm sure I will at some point down the road, but I don't know. He says 10,000 malnourished Filipino kids versus a $10,000 shotgun. Who will win? I might have to give it to the Filipino kids if that fucking skinny little dude is the one wielding the gun. I think it would be fun to do almost like kind of like a bum fights of YouTube version, where I just like challenge these other gun tubers to a straight up fucking fist fight. Cause I look at some of these dudes and I just want to squash them, and it brings me such serious rage. I mean, obviously there are some cool gun tuber dudes, but some of them, like that, dude, just that civilian tactical guy is so cringy, and I just want to squish him like a fucking bug. JJ asks, is the Chris Vector really good? ? My short answer is no. It's cool. I like it. This one's in 45 ACP. It does have a pretty good recoil pattern. It's a fun gun. It's cool. It's neat. It's funky. And, if you couldn't tell with like the guns that I usually get, this fits what gets my dick hard. Like, this fits the niche of like, it's a funky gun that no one has. It's kind of cool and out there. So I like it. Um, is it good in a sense of practicality? No. I hate the Glock mags. Don't like the Glock mags kind of suck. So this one's the extended Glock mag. The flush fitting Glock mag works well. I haven't really had any jams or issues with it. The extendo Glock mags like tend to jam and fuck up a little bit easier. Hold on, shit, I'm getting behind in the comments. I love this private ass man. That's such a this classy name. Definitely T-Rex arms with his skinny jeans and twink build, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get how he has as many fucking subscribers as he does. To be honest, like if I could like squish you, like I wouldn't subscribe to your channel. Like I don't. Maybe that's just a me thing. You could solo anyone but Kentucky Ballistics, Brandon Donut, and Matt. To be honest, all these new gun tubers are ridiculous and corny now. Yeah, agree. I like Kentucky Ballistics. Obviously, I have not met any of these fucking dudes, but you know, a lot of the YouTube guys like they seem cool. I guess I haven't met any of them, you know, in person, obviously, but just like some of the super cringy shit, and like you know, I don't. I would like to think I've never posted a cringy video. I mean, maybe early on, like some of my videos are just like, you know, a little bit shittily filmed and shitty quality, but you know, you live and fucking learn. For me, this channel is kind of like a platform for me to be fucking honest and like myself on, I guess, a little bit in a sense. Whereas like, dude, like I don't know, like it pisses me off when I go to work every day and I fucking like have to be nice and like suck everybody's assholes. So this is like, I'm not fucking doing that here on the channel. It looks disappointingly short-barreled. Why not run a bullpup PDW? Yeah, I want to say 6-inch barrel on this. It's not very long. So I guess the two guns that I were kind of like before I bought this one, I was looking at the fucking P90, right? The P90 is fucking cool, but oh shit. But to be honest, I think it kind of has a lot of the same problems as the Vector. My biggest issue with both the Vector and the P90 is kind of like aftermarket support, I guess, in a sense. Like I know they do make like you can do a 1913 rail and switch out the stocks, but you're absolutely married to this pistol grip. You're pretty married to the trigger. You're pretty married to the handguard. I know that like Strike makes a handguard for the Vector, and Strike is also makes that weird, goofy, ugly looking chassis for the P90. I don't know. When I'm doing guns, like I like the AKs and AR platforms because like I can switch out grips and safeties and triggers and handguards and like it's all pretty easy to do. But when we're talking about like Vectors and bullpup like P90s and stuff, there's just not a ton of aftermarket support, which isn't really a great reason to not get into them, but it's just kind of something that irritates me ever so slightly a little bit. There's some good new gun tubers, PSR and Hoffman Tactical. PSR is fun. I think it's an interesting channel, and I can appreciate the shenanigans for sure. I have not heard of Hoffman Tactical, but you know, definitely something to check out. Dude, I'm thinking about starting a workout channel and a gun channel when I'm 21. I can legally only own rifles since I turned 18. Yes. That's like I really don't understand the like government fetish of like, oh, like short, bad, long, good. Like I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. I mean, it's very odd. Big ups for integrity. Well, I appreciate that. I don't want to fucking sell my soul. I feel like I sell my soul every fucking day at my full-time job. So I'm not fucking selling my soul to some like shitty Chinese Amazon optic company where they send me a free fucking $30 optic and I have to be like, oh, this is the best fucking optic and all, wow, look at me unbox this really shitty fucking optic that no one cares about. And then fucking lie to everybody watching the channel like how amazing the optic is. I would never fucking do that. Danny, what part of the country are you in? I want to say some states let you own pistols before 21. Indiana, and I only have one AK right now. You should get more AKs because they're fucking awesome. You build these AKs, question mark. No, in a sense that like I didn't put the barrel in and stuff. Like you can't really build an AK like you build an AR. The ARs that I have in the collection, like yeah, I have 100% built those from the ground up, just stripped lowers, barrel, like putting all the shit on. Whereas AKs, and I'm not gonna say you can't build them because if you have the correct like tooling and equipment, like you can put a barrel in, and but I don't. Um, I will say I've kind of like built these AKs in a sense that I'll always switch out the triggers, the safeties, the hand guards. I'll put whatever pistol grip I like. I put whatever grips I like, stocks, stuff like that. So I guess I kind of build them in that sense. But that's like, I mean, that's honestly just something I really enjoy doing, and kind of not to bring it back to the Vector, but with the Vector, there wasn't really like a ton of building, that you could do. You buy the gun, you could put on optics, you could put on like different like foregrips and muzzle devices and stuff, but I can't really switch out too much with the Vector. Um, Hoffman's another 3D printed channel. Also, Ivan the Troll. That's something to check out. What's with the metal tab over the front trunnion? Are you talking about on this one? Next gun I'm getting is an AR that takes AK mags. I've never been a fan of the AR style mags. Interesting. I know they make them. Sorry, private ass man. I'm trying to think of what you're talking about. Just like this little, oh fuck. I forgot I'm not allowed to like, yeah. So on YouTube lives, you're not allowed to like pick up or handle the gun or they'll fucking shut you down. I assume, and I don't know this for sure, but I assume that's just a little bit of an outpouched piece to kind of reinforce the front trunnion just because it is a 12 gauge. That's my guess. I don't know for sure. Back to the AR that takes AK mags. So it's interesting that you would do that. I guess I'm kind of curious why, Danny, why you would get that. Because I assume that would be 7.62 by 39. Not that it's a bad idea or a bad gun, but for me, like as much of an AK dude as I am, the AR mags just have like better reloads and better ergonomics. I will say that I shot a 7.62 by 39 AR hog hunting once, and it was a ton of fun. JJ asks if I like binary triggers. When they work, yes. Would I really recommend them strongly? No. I do have the Franklin Armory binary trigger in one of my AR builds, and actually, I think I have a long form video on that trigger that is not fucking chat banned. What's the word? Age restricted. So you have to like sign in. But when the binary triggers work, like they fucking fly, and like you can move. But when the binary triggers jam and don't function personally or like significantly well, you're sitting there clearing malfunctions the whole time. And with the binary triggers, I haven't really found a good rhyme or reason to when they work or when they don't work. Because like I've had the same trigger in the same gun, same buffer weight, same buffer spring. Like it doesn't matter suppressed or unsuppressed. Like it fucking sometimes it works perfectly, and other times it like just jams like a motherfucker. So to buy a $300 trigger that jams like really sucks. I'd be worried about negligent discharge when I release the trigger. So with the binary triggers, like on the safety, at least the Franklin Armory ones. So if it's in binary and you pull the trigger and you don't want to like shoot, you can just fucking flip that back to safe and it won't shoot when you release, which is kind of cool. But again, to have a $300 trigger, it needs to function. Personally, I prefer Rock and Mags over AR mags, plus the mag release are ambi by default. That's true. I guess I didn't really think of the lefties. Left-handed, so it's much easier. Yeah, makes sense. I love the AR platform to an extent, not quite as much as I love AKs though. Yeah, I agree. I do have a couple ARs. I enjoy them. I enjoy the ability to be able to like truly build it from the ground up. I would say that's kind of my favorite thing about it, because obviously with AKs, like it's much more difficult to do that. But I still do prefer AKs more. I would say out of all the guns that I have, like this little guy right here is probably my favorite, and she's a little AK. And I love the RPK I have in the collection too. It's an absolute blast. Both have their pros. AK can't get brass over bolt malfunctions. Doesn't use a buffer system. AR is super modular and lightweight. Yeah, I do. It is always fun to me as like someone who mainly shoots like 7.62 by 39 or AKs to transition to shooting an AR, like a 223 AR, because I think one of the main one of the ARs that I have is 300 blackout, and it shoots very similar to 7.62 by 39. But whenever I shoot like my buddy's 223 ARs, like I feel like those things are just fucking laser beams, and they have no recoil at all. So I would almost argue it's like almost better to train with a heavier caliber, and then when you go to a lighter caliber, you could just fucking rock with it. Those stocks collapsible. So yeah, so the Vector stock, you can kind of see it's got like a little knob right there. So you have to push that knob and that will fold to the side. This one will fold as well. These are both gonna fold to the left-hand side of the weapon. This gun does not have a folding stock, which, not that I care the most, but it's kind of really stupid that they did, like, I don't even know what this is. Like, this is just their like proprietary, like, so this is like a mil-spec AR buffer tube, but like obviously that it's not in use. But kind of dumb that they didn't put a 1913 rail on this, to be honest, because like I would love to switch this out, but I can't. Have you seen SIG's SG550? I have not. Truly do not know what that is, but I have not been on the interwebs recently. I'm assuming some sort of mutant-esque vibes. Who makes that mutant, that AK mutant, the MK47 mutant? Is it Descent or something? I'm not quite sure. Where could I buy the AK on the table? So this is the Kalashnikov USA Comrade. So you should be able to get this pretty much anywhere. They do have a couple of different versions, I guess I would say. When I bought this one originally, it came with like a real shitty polymer handguard, so I ended up switching out to the M-Lock. I think I switched out the stock, pistol grip, and mag as well. So it's not going to look exactly like this, but you could make it pretty easily. I think KUSA is like in the process of going out of business or something along those lines. But I think these Comrades, it's kind of, I think it's on here somewhere. It's spelled K, it's spelled with a K. Comrade with a K. Check it out. The SG550 is basically a 5.56 AK with AR fire controls. It has a tunable multi-position gas system. That's interesting. You know, so this one actually has an adjustable gas system as well, and it's a cool feature. I don't know how incredibly practical it is in an AK, if I'm being totally honest. Yeah, KUSA is bankrupt, I believe. I knew that they like were, but I didn't know if they were still selling things or if someone was like buying KUSA to, I don't know. I have no idea. I think I bought this in 2020 or 2021, so I've had it for a while. But yeah, I want to check out this SG550, an AK with AR fire controls. So are the mags AR mags or are they rock lock mags, I wonder? Yeah, I definitely would like to add a 5.56 AK to the collection for sure. I've really been teasing getting the PSA crank for quite some time. I don't know, like, I mean, if you like messing with ammo, loads, different brands, or run suppressed, it helps a ton. So I believe they're rocking mags. Yeah, man. So I'm not going to disagree because I only have one experience with the AK adjustable gas block. And like I said, it is with this one. And I really did my best to like I ran it. I wanted to get this shooting suppressed as smooth as I possibly could. So obviously I put on the suppressor and I start janking with the gas. And I didn't really love it, like in a sense of I had to turn the gas down a ton, but the the recoil felt the same, to be honest. Like with the suppressor, it felt the same. Like obviously I know it's better for the gun to have less gas in a suppressed system, but it felt the same shooting with the less gas as it did more gas. And then when I take the suppressor off, it doesn't cycle because it's undergassed. So honestly, I tuned it back up to where it was cycling reliably, unsuppressed, and then I just fucking add the suppressor and accept it. But I think, honestly, I think I'm just getting, I haven't had any, I don't want to say problems. I think I'm getting that experience with this gun because it is such a short barrel. So it is worth having an adjustable gas system for sure. But just, I didn't have like the world's best experience with it in a sense where like, I didn't really think it was worth it in a sense to tune down the gas so much as to get to a point where it's not shooting reliably unsuppressed, because I didn't think it had that much of a recoil reduction. Talking about the SG550, it doesn't look like an AK at all though. I'm curious, I need to look this up. Probably due to the increase in gas pressure, the multi-position tunable systems let you have multiple settings you can instantly switch to. Okay, so yes, if that was how this worked, I would 100% agree. But this one specifically, like, it's kind of hard to see. So you can see that, like, that gas block in there. So it doesn't have settings. Like, it doesn't have a suppressed and unsuppressed settings. It's a fucking Allen wrench that you stick in the... Well, yeah, I mean, that would be cool on the 550, but yeah, this one, like, you stick an Allen wrench in the front and just like click, 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 click. Like, so it's yeah, it is kind of a pain in the ass. If it did just have like, so like this one, for example, like I like how this one just has, like, it's got two, like it's got high brass and low brass. Like, which gas setting do you want? That makes it super easy and reasonable versus like the one click at a time with the quick hatch is a little bit of a pain in the dick. But dude, I'm curious to look up this 550 or whatever SIG gun we're kind of chatting about here. I assume since it's from Sig Sauer, it's going to be like retardedly expensive and it's going to make me like vomit in my mouth before I buy it. Trying to think of what else. But yeah, man, I appreciate all the comments today. I really do enjoy chit and chatting with everybody. So today, just kind of quickly went over the KUSA Comrade 12 gauge AK. We were talking a little bit about the Vector. We were talking a little bit about the Rifle Dynamics Quick Hatch, and then we didn't really talk about this one too much, but one of my favorite handguns as well. I don't have anything experience with it, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Well, see, kind of going back to some of my big YouTuber beef, I feel like I have a hard time like trusting any of them now too. Like, so like, cause all right, first thing I'm going to do is go look up a YouTube video on this, right? And it's going to be some fucking YouTuber that got it for free. That's like, oh, it's the coolest gun ever. And it's like, well, yeah, you got it for fucking free, bro. I'm excited. I'm actually, this is what I'm going to go do the second I end the stream here. But Private Ass Man, thank you for your comments today. I really do appreciate it. Everyone else, JJ, you've been cool. Everyone's pretty dope. If y'all could like and subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. If there's anything you want me to chat about during a live stream or a long form video or something like that, let me know. I'll be more than happy to do it. I think the 2A community is fucking awesome, and the AK nerds specifically, I love y'all to death. So appreciate you guys tuning into the stream today. I am going to try and rock a live stream, Jesus, like every day for probably the next couple months if I can. So tune into the live stream, hit me with the comment, fuck around, I don't know, do whatever. Death early 2000s, one of the SIG overpriced flagships. Yeah, well, I'm gonna check it out. All right, guys, I'm gonna go because I still am dying of COVID. So I will see y'all later. Have a nice Sunday fun day. It's Sunday, so if you're drinking, make sure you hit up the drink specials. A lot of places are gonna have pretty good drink deals today. Yeah, dude, appreciate you having on. Appreciate the comments, having you on the channel. Alrighty, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Wow, dude, you're so nice. Tell me to get better soon. What kind gentleman, Private Ass Man. Alrighty, guys, peace out.